We'll make the rounds again, and I'll see you in the next hour.
Thank you very much, Stephen. That sounded good. 72 degrees here.
Perfect, as a matter of fact. Oh, you've been talking about this fancy mansion in Palm Beach for some time.
That is true. It's incredible.
We're finally going to hear about it now. Coming up next, a tour of a remarkable mansion. It is the full house of Donald Trump.
Time now, 38 minutes past the hour. This portion of the CBS Morning News is sponsored by the makers of Dimetap, cold and allergy brand that brings effective relief to you.
Here's the sound of a cold or allergy. Now listen to the new sound of relief. Dimetap was the #1 cold and allergy brand prescribed by doctors for over 20 years. Now Dimetap is available in new non-prescription formulas. 12-hour Dimetap Extend tabs relieve sneezing, stuffy runny nose, itchy eyes. 4-hour Dimetap Elixir does the same for children. Dimetap brings effective relief to you.
3 and 4 and 5.
Just one more routine to go.
Oh, no.
This one helps keep you fit inside.
Fit inside?
It's Kellogg's Bran Flakes. You get lots of fiber to help keep your insides fit and running smooth.
Oh.
And 100% of the iron you need each day.
How do they taste?
Really good. Come on, you'll like this exercise. You just lift the spoon. Ooh. Kellogg's Bran Flakes does the rest.
Kellogg's Bran Flakes. Take care of the inside.
Rice-A-Roni. The flavor secret is in Rice-A-Roni's delicate blend of special herbs and seasonings. Ready in minutes for the whole family.
Rice-A-Roni, the San Francisco treat. Noodle-roni fettuccine tastes as good as your mama makes.
Forgive her.
It's made with golden egg noodles plus a blend of Parmesan and Romano cheeses kept fresh in Noodle-Roni's flavor packet.
Noodle-Roni fettuccine, a bit of old Italy.
Soon these streets will be teeming with people, all going after the American dream of success, just like you. Perhaps you should subscribe to the Wall Street Journal before they get here.
Call 800-228-2210 for this special introductory offer. 13 weeks for just $29.50 with a money-back guarantee. 13 weeks, $29.50. Phone 800-228-2210 now for the Wall Street Journal.
It's now 19 minutes before the hour.
Well, back in 1927, Marjorie Merriweather Post, one of the richest and most famous women of the day, built a house in Palm Beach, Florida. But not just any house. It has 118 rooms, half of them bedrooms, 33 bathrooms, a theater, and just in case, 3 bomb shelters. During the 70s, the federal government held it as a presidential retreat, but gave it back because it couldn't afford the $1 million a year upkeep. Well, the house is Mar-a-Lago. Now, if the government couldn't afford it, you might wonder who could. Meet Donald Trump, real estate man and multi-millionaire.
That's right. This is the great entrance hall to Mar-a-Lago. The tiles are from 1400, and they're ancient Spanish tiles, and throughout the house they have 36,000 of these tiles. They're each in themselves a work of art, and it's a very special entryway, as you can see.
So you walk in here and people start gasping just about at this point, right?
Well, they are they're amazed at what they see, as I was when I first walked in, and as you were.
When you first walked through that door, the first time you walked into this house, what did you think?
I couldn't really believe it. This was one of the great treasures of the world. It's considered the #1 home far and away in America, and I personally just couldn't believe it.
And when you see it, you believe it. The ceiling glistens with 1,000 gold leaf wings. Bristol crystal chandeliers light the 60-foot-long living room. 7 antique silk tapestries adorn the walls. And the huge stone Italian Gothic fireplace still works.
I have not used it, no. I have not. I'm concerned about using it. I don't want any smoke in the room, to be perfectly honest. In fact, if you notice, we have Mrs. Post's picture right alongside of my wife's picture with Town and Country. So we really pay a certain reverence to Mrs. Post and what she was able to create, because she created a magical house. It's a fantasy house.
But are you going to change this room at all? I mean,
No.
You're not going to do anything?
No.
No personal Trump touches here?
No. Believe it or not, no.
That's right. Everything is going to stay exactly the way Mrs. Post would have had it. So this is the dining room. How many does it seat?
Well, I guess it seats as many as you want. It just, I really couldn't even tell you. It seats from anywhere from 2 to probably 50 or 60 people, depending on the way you set it up.
And setting it up is an art in itself. Mrs. Post left 17 sets of china in the house. That means the Trumps can entertain 36 of their friends for 19 straight nights and never use the same set twice. Now that's a lot of china.
She has a house that slept 56. It has 56 bedrooms. And each person that would come as a guest would have their own car and driver. They'd each have a Rolls Royce, the room, the driver, the maid, their own cook. She lived a style that nobody's lived in this country. Nobody in this country has ever lived that style.
Now these glasses, they're light, they're all actually hand-painted?
Yes, all hand-painted, Venetian, and truly magnificent, and not produced. You couldn't get glass like this today.
Now, I know you've already eaten in this room. You've actually had a dinner party. When you sit in here with people all around this table and you eat off of this gold and these are lit, and you sit in this room, what do you think?
I say, what am I doing here? How did this happen?
As a matter of fact, that's precisely what a lot of other people would like to know. Mar-a-Lago has been for sale since 1980. The asking price was a cool $20 million. Donald Trump's deal for the 118-room mansion was nowhere near that price. So you paid $5 million for the house.
Well, you said that. I didn't say that.
What did you pay for the house?
Well, I won't discuss that on national
What did you
television.
pay for the house?
Well, I can tell you that if you use the number that you're using, you probably wouldn't be too far off.
The rest of the deal reportedly includes $3 million for the mansion's furniture and $2 million for the beach, bringing the grand total to a stunning $10 million. If that's true, by Palm Beach standards, Trump got himself an incredible deal.
I've been all over the world, and I've seen the great castles of Europe, and I don't believe, with the exception of possibly a Buckingham Palace of Versailles, there is anything in the world, not only in this country, but in the world, that's comparable to Mar-a-Lago.
You've left it exactly the way she had it?
Exactly.
There's something that's interesting to me is this little thing here on her door. And you pull this little thing down, and it says, "Do not disturb resting."
That's correct. That's from a different age.
So people who are somewhat concerned that they'll start having tour buses come through here, that Mr. and Mrs. Trump will turn this into a real tourist attraction, you can rest their fears?
I can rest their fears. I mean, they were also concerned that I was going to turn the house into a great hotel casino, and I have no intention of doing anything like that.
So on winter weekends, Donald Trump says you will find him here, entertaining friends and family with a staff of 25, safely protected by a security force of 30. At the young age of 39, Donald Trump has found his castle. Lucky Donald Trump, and I must say he was very kind, because I think he originally thought this tour would take something like 15-20 minutes, and as you could tell, those rooms are gigantic, and we must thank the lighting people that came along and lit this house beautifully, and it took him several hours to take us through. So he said that's the first time he'll do it and the last.
So we just saw it. Now, Mar-a-Lago is the name of it. That is a 1920s film star.
I don't know, but it means from sea to ocean.
Mar-a-Lago.
And it's Mar-a-Lago. Yeah, translation.
All right. Coming up next, we're going to take you to a Florida tennis camp where they train you for mind games as well as for good tennis. When the CBS Morning News continues from Miami.
Now 13 minutes before the hour.